Hello and welcome back to the Wheel Brick. Today we'll be checking out the LEGO Speed Champions Aston Martin F1 AMR24 car. This is set 77245, has 269 pieces in it. It's rated 10 plus and it retails for $26.99 in the United States. Flipping the box over, you can see the back of the car along with the real car, the helmet, and then the top view. So let's get into it. As always, inside the box of these Speed Champion F1 cars, we have 6 numbered bags, a sticker sheet, and a base, and the bags do go 2 at a time in these sets. So let's get into building it. Here is the completed model on this Aston Martin F1 car, and you can see also behind me we have all of my other 2025 F1 cars. So let's get into all the design and features. Starting up front here, we have the same splitter as all of them. We have the same bridge front as all of them. We also have the same for the wheel arches here and the same tires. And then we have the side skirts that are different as with all these models. And also the back fin, which is also slightly different on all these models. And then the spoiler, which is actually the same on all of the models. Also, the halo is the same across the board. They did not change it for the Aston Martin car, and so is with the wheel covers. It's also the same. Taking a closer look, you can see the sponsors in here. We can see more sponsors on here. And as with all these all have Pirelli for their sponsor for the tires, as in here on the actual tires. You have some Aston Martin branding there, along with more sponsors in here, City, and then you have this kind of accent line that goes up in here, and it was really kind of difficult to get it all correct with the stickers. You can see in there I got it a little bit more to the left than to the right. I should have centered it, but I tried to do my best. On this side, I did a little bit better, but yeah, it is really kind of hard to get this lined up perfectly. You can see that I couldn't get really lined up perfectly, but I try to do my absolute best. You can also see on the back spoiler, this here is a sticker. Everything's a sticker on here except this and this. Those are prints, but everything else you see here is stickers. You can also see on the back, it says Valvoline, and then you have the back fog light and the exhaust, and that's about it on the actual car. Here are all of my 2025 F1 cars I've gotten so far, along with their miniature counterparts. So if you're unaware with these miniature ones, these are like the collectible minifigure series, and they have one for each corresponding bigger version of the Speed Champions version. It's basically a little buildable car, as you can see here. What I do want to point out on this Aston Martin one in particular, this one actually came all the way from Italy. My brother got it for me when he went to Italy. He just picked up one of them random boxes, blind boxes that came back. It was not Ferrari, unfortunately, but it was Aston Martin. That's kind of cool, and now I have the actual bigger version of it. Oh, but I did have the older version. So this is the older version from the double pack with there was a double pack with the F1 and then the F1 safety car, which I'll show here in a little bit. But you can see here some pretty big differences between the two. They don't have this fancy wheel arch on this one. The front bridge is pretty similar to this one also. They didn't change it much. The front spoiler is exactly the same on this one. So is the side skirts. They're all pretty much the same. These are black with green stickers on them. This one is green with green stickers on it. And the rear fin is pretty similar, but this one's black and it's kind of got a little bit more pieces in it. This one's more flat in here. This one curves down more. And then you can see on the side here, we have some different sponsors. And then moving up to the back, probably the biggest difference is this one has a lot of brick built stuff in here. This one's got a little print in there for the fog light, or the rain light, I should say, and it does not have the exhaust shown like it does in here. And also on this, I don't know where my spoiler went, so I just kind of have to compare it this way. But yeah, that's the way it used to be, is like this, and now it's like this. Which I do think they look way more accurate for the new ones than they did with the old ones. Also, another big thing, the broadcast unit is brick built on here. Unlike over here where it's a sticker. And you can see the sponsors are also kind of changed up every now and then. Every season they'll get new sponsors. So there was a sponsor on this piece that's not replicated here. You can see the Aston Martin branding was swapped out, unlike the AMR24 branding, like I believe I said that correct. And you can see JCB was swapped out for Banco Master. I am kind of surprised that this one is not more different than this. If you were not showed those differences, you would say, oh, that is so stinking similar, or I can't even tell the difference, which that's what I thought at first. I was like, oh, it probably is a little bit different, but I put them up right next to each other and you can hardly tell the difference. If I had the spoiler correctly built on this, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Well, you can tell the difference right here, but otherwise you could not. Putting this back here with the little car there, here is the safety car I was talking about earlier. So this came with the old Aston Martin. It was a double pack, and I kind of got this at the end of its life cycle, and I'm so glad I did, because now I have all these F1 cars and I can line them up and have the actual pace vehicle, if you want to call it that. They don't call it the pace vehicle like they do in NASCAR. They call it the safety car, drive safely. You can see here it's got this big amber light bar on the top, and then you have this wing back here. And they actually made a real life version for the public to buy. When I mean public to buy, I mean the wealthy public. And it had a lot of the stuff except the amber light bar, because you can't put that on a road car directly from the manufacturer. But I also do like here, you can see a brick built grille instead of a sticker. The headlights are stickers, and the back light is brick built. Even though this is not a 2025 model, it still looks very fitting next to all of the F1 cars. So what are my finishing thoughts? I think you should definitely go get this, as with almost all of the 2025 F1 cars, except for the Mercedes, because the Mercedes has some serious build quality issues. This set in particular was actually recommended to me by a commenter. The commenter username is Shoro Azumal 9022. I'm probably butchering the name. I'll put the comments over here, but thanks for recommending it. I am very, very pleased with this Aston Martin. As for the price, this is $26.99 like all the rest of them are, and I don't think that's a bad price at all, considering the August release is also $26.99. They did not up the price due to the tariffs. But the double packs have been upped in price, and I bet that's for the tariffs. But I'm so glad that you can still buy these and the regular cars for $26.99 here in the US. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. Put them down in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to The Wheel Brick. Follow The Wheel Brick on Instagram. Like this video if you like this sort of content, and I will see you next video.